Hi, and welcome to the Live Interactive Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Tim. Unfortunately, Kiara is under the weather, so she will not be joining us this time. However, we did just get back from a place where you can find proton packs, swords, broken glass, psychics, costume contests, and celebrities all in one place. Where did we go? We were at the Magic City MonsterCon in Billings, Montana. Now, we shared a table with Bozeman Paranormal, of which we're members, and we brought our podcasting equipment. There we found magicians and artists of all types. So jewelry artists, taxidermy artists, authors, even tattoo artists providing their services there at the con. And there were also celebrities. We had Tom Matthews and Linnea Quigley, both from the Return of the Living Dead. Both of them really nice folks. I got to chat with Tom for a bit, and Linnea was just an absolute pleasure to talk with. Danny Hicks from The Evil Dead Part 2, he actually judged the children's costume contest and was an outstanding sport. A real nice guy to be with. And finally, the headliner was Dirk Benedict, who played the original Starbuck in the old Battlestar Galactica, as well as Faceman in the A-Team. So that was really something neat to come across. Not only were there the celebrities, but there were also cosplayers. And of course, you see the werewolves and the vampires and all the different monsters. But we also had monster hunters. We had scarecrows. We had two really large characters from BioShock. We even had the Ghostbusters there. Which brings me to our first interview. The Ghostbusters group is actually an organized group that was there, where they're taking pictures, and any money that was raised from those pictures are donated to kids who have medical problems and to help them pay for them. So, we'll move on to the interview with the Ghostbusters at the Magic City MonsterCon. Alrighty, so we are at the Magic City MonsterCon in Billings, Montana, here with, well, who are you actually?
I'm Chad Shaffer. I am the founder and leader of the Montana Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. So you're in full uniform. You've got the jumpsuit, you've got the proton pack, you've got all your detectors, the goggles, everything. How did this all start? How did you get into that?
Well, a couple of years ago, I've been a real big fan of the Ghostbusters movie, of course, and I noticed there was groups around the USA that we call franchises. You know, they have their own fandom out there, just like how Doctor Who has their fandom and everything. And so I thought, I want to be a part of a fandom. I want to do something. And I did some more investigating and realized that there was no franchises in Montana at all. And I thought, you know what? I want to start one. I want to
see the opportunity, and you took it.
I took it. It was
awesome.
It was wide open. I was like, I'm taking it. I'm doing this.
Awesome. So what do you do? You make personal appearances? Do you actually go out and bust ghosts?
We mostly dress up. We sometimes do skits and stuff, but we mostly do fundraisers and stuff, and help promote. Do fundraising around the state of Montana.
Excellent.
And
who for? Is it for your group so you can do more, or
no? Because we're a nonprofit, so we like to just raise money for any organization we're a part of, like a cancer society or.
Okay. Do you have one that you're focusing on, or?
For today, we're doing kind of a thing for two children who need help paying for medical expenses.
Oh, so somebody local.
Yes.
Or somebody in Montana. Very nice.
Local, yep.
Keeping it at home. Excellent. Awesome. So how much time and effort does it take to sort of maintain what you've got here?
Well, it takes a lot of time, that's for sure. I mean, it takes a lot of money and time and effort to keep the stuff running and keep or make stuff. And
awesome. Yeah, I saw there's some Ghostbuster cars in the parking lot as well. Those are yours, right?
Yes. The Ecto Soul is mine, the white Ecto Soul.
Nice.
Dustin here is his is the what kind of car is yours again? Oh, the Chevy Malibu out there.
Excellent.
And then there's a third one out there, is green Ecto now.
Oh, awesome! I haven't seen that one yet.
That's the Kia Soul. That's Tony's. He's the guy in Laurel that helps my group. So
where are you from? Where
I'm from Billings here.
Oh, here in Billings. Awesome.
So,
okay. Excellent.
And I have members all over the state. And
how big is your group? How many members?
I'm going to say about 15 or 16 of us right now. So far.
Well, it is Ghostbusters. Who doesn't like the Ghostbusters, right?
So it's a big state to cover. So
it is, yeah. Awesome. Well, we've got a couple other members here, so why don't we... there you go. All right, so what is your name?
My name is Dustin Siemens. I'm also known as D-Train.
D-Train, nice. Oh, that's what's on your name tag there. Awesome. So how did you get involved in the organization?
Well, I've always been a Ghostbusters fan. I think all of us have. But the way I got started was my son had to have heart surgery or heart procedure, and we went to Salt Lake. And I knew he was going to be worried. He, like me, is into Ghostbusters, pretty big. He plays the video game, the whole bit. So I thought, well, you know what? It'd be a good distraction for him.
Right.
I called the Salt Lake Ghostbusters. Actually, I got hold of them on their Facebook page and asked them if they would be willing to see him
Oh, nice.
down there. They came down there with 12 of their members.
12? Oh, my goodness.
And Ecto. And it inspired me so much because it made my son able to go through the heart procedure without worry.
Oh, wow. That's
Because
awesome.
he went out like a champ, and I don't think he could have without having that.
Oh, that's so great.
And so I wanted to pay it forward. I wanted to, it inspired me. I wanted to become a Ghostbuster.
Nice.
And to touch someone else's kid in the way that they touched my son.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's
make it easy.
Boy, that's a great story there. That's a lot of people really like the franchise, watching the movies and all the paraphernalia, but to think that following the franchise could cause such benefit to somebody in need, that's really something special.
And it's about the smiles to kids. We drive, my Ecto's actually my main vehicle, so we drive it all around Helena, Montana.
Nice.
And
that's where you're from, Helena?
That's where I'm from,
okay.
Helena, Montana. And there's people, I've had people stop me on the street to take a picture. I even had was at a gas station and was filling up Ecto, and someone came up and started talking to me, and she said, "Can I get a picture of you and Ecto?"
Nice.
And everything else like
cool.
that. So
yeah, it's a good strong fan base, and you guys really carry it well. It's fantastic.
We're doing a Nair event next weekend. We're going to run 3 miles.
Oh.
Or walk 3 miles.
Are you doing it in full gear?
No, not full gear.
Okay.
Just the flight suit. But we're going to walk 3 miles, kind of do a tag team deal in Centennial Park, Helena, Montana, for Heaven's Sake, which is a charity that raises money for families who have lost their babies.
Oh, wow.
And that helps pay for the funerals.
Oh, wow.
And, we did Montana Hope. We helped them up, with a garage sale. It was like a big community garage sale that we got involved in and helped raise money as well.
Oh, that's so admirable. I had no idea that you guys were organized to help so much. I mean, cosplayers are one thing, but to go out of your way to do all this effort for other people, I think that's what makes you guys, you're so into it. You're head to toe. You are the Ghostbusters. Somebody glances you out of the side of their eye. Oh, look, there's Ghostbusters over there.
Yeah, we get it all the time.
Yeah, real head turners. So, all right, awesome. Well, we have a third member here. Why don't we move on? So we've got the third Ghostbuster here, and what is your name?
I'm Shondell Kirka.
Okay, and what does your name tag say there?
It's Hotshot.
Hotshot.
And the reason for that is because I do photography full time.
Oh, okay.
And so my brother actually came up with the name.
Oh, so you're brother-sister team.
We are.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. So have you caught any ghosts on film?
I have not.
No? Okay.
Actually, I was actually doing a photo shoot here for a senior in high school. Mm-hmm. And there was one picture that looked kind of peculiar, but I don't know what happened to it, actually. I'd have to go through a whole session.
Well, we're here with the Bozeman Paranormal Group, and that's what we try to do, is we try to get pictures of ghosts. Generally, there's nobody in the frame, which is the opposite of what you try to do. You try to get the person nicely in the frame and no ghosts in the background. Excellent. So, what brought you into the organization?
I was actually with my brother down in Salt Lake.
Oh, okay.
And it was just so touching what they did with him. I thought they would just show up, say we're the Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Here's a gift.
Right.
Good luck with your surgery, and leave.
Okay.
But they showed up, their whole team. They were very excited about showing up.
Oh,
they
nice.
spent 2 hours with him doing a
Wow,
ghost hunt
2
with
hours.
him.
Oh, my goodness.
They played a guitar song, the Ghostbusters on
Jeez.
guitar, and did a dance for him. And the next day, he was more calm than his parents were.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's
just
just like,
great.
I'm a Ghostbuster now, so I'm going to go have this surgery and get my heart fixed.
There you go. Wow.
And I wanted, like Dustin, I wanted to come back and to be able to give to my community, like a ministry type thing.
Nice.
And
nice.
we actually did that with one kid. We went and visited him, and it just brought such joy to his face.
Oh,
and he's
nice.
facing a major surgery at the end of the year.
Oh, boy.
And he's one of the kids that we're raising money for.
Oh,
and
right.
he doesn't even know, his family doesn't even know we're here doing this.
Oh,
so we're
wow.
hope to go to Helena and show up on their doorstep and say, here you go.
Wow. Oh, that's fantastic.
So we're doing pictures for $5.
Okay.
And all the proceeds go to one kid, his son that had heart surgery, and then the rest of it goes to the little boy that's facing surgery.
Now these aren't just pictures, not just like stand next to the person. I see you've got a big green screen. What are you doing with that?
With my photography business, I do absolutely everything green screen.
Oh.
So I just take a picture in front of that, and then instead of carrying around 5 backgrounds, I
Right.
can have 200 backgrounds for people to choose from. Today, however, I'm only offering 5 Halloween type ones.
Oh, nice.
And then we do have pictures of the ectos that we're using as a background as well.
Nice.
So-
Oh, awesome.
And then the Ghostbusters are being champions and jumping in and taking pictures with the people as well. So it's a lot
You
of
got to
fun.
get that authentic, surprised look, and
Exactly.
there you go.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, thanks so much for everything that you guys do. It's fantastic. I'm so glad to hear that faith in humanity restored with the Ghostbusters. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Such a great group of people. It was such a pleasure to talk with them. In addition to the cosplayers and the Ghostbusters and everybody else that was there were discussion panels. Now, the Bozeman Paranormal Group did a discussion panel, more of a question and answer and a trivia night, giving away prizes, talking about what paranormal investigators do and the equipment that we use and all the questions that might come up with there. We also had psychic Danielle Agnew and her presentation of dealing with dark entities. Now, Kiara sat in on that one. I missed it. I stayed at the table doing interviews, but perhaps in a future episode we'll have her talk about what Miss Danielle Agnew had to say about her subject of dealing with dark entities. We are also planning on having the lady who organized the entire convention. I only know her as Gory Lori, but that's good enough for me. We'll have her. I was hoping to get her interviewed at the convention, but being the organizer, she was really incredibly busy, and we just never got time to sit down and have a chat. But we'll be catching up with her soon enough. Not only that, but Butte Magic, a group of magicians from Butte, Montana, did a discussion panel about sideshows, the medical oddities that caused them, and the myths that spawned from them or were spawned by them. It was a really interesting panel that they had. A lot of information, with a lot of deep insight. The gentleman who was presenting it, I believe, is actually a nurse, and so there was a lot of medical information in there as to what are the real causes for these sideshow freaks, as it were. Now, the Butte Magic Company is more than just a magic company. They are also a sideshow, which is what they were talking about. And that's our second interview that we had on site. Now, these sideshow guys, well, they're sideshows. They didn't have any natural deformities or unnatural deformities, but they had a little something wrong up top because of the different things they do. Here's this interview. Draw your own conclusions. When it was done, my palms were sweaty. My forehead, I was shaking for about 5 minutes afterwards. So I hope you really enjoy it.
My name is Sir James the Magnificent. I'm with the Butte Magic and Excellent Entertainment Sideshow Company, and we are here for the Magic City Monster Con.
So you say sideshow. Okay, magic.
Magic.
Everyone knows what magic shows are. You say sideshow. What are you doing with the sideshow? That's usually things that are...
What we try to do here at Butte Magic and Excellent Entertainment is try to bring back the vintage sideshow, the Barnum and Bailey fun, the sword swallowers, the fire eaters.
Sword... That's not... Is that part of your daily diet?
Well, you got to get iron in your diet. So
iron. Okay, right.
So we do things like sword swallowing, fire eating, glass walking, the classic bed of nails.
Oh, boy.
Fun,
I mean, I find a Lego on the
things.
floor, and I'm in tears, and you guys are walking on glass? Oh, my goodness.
Actually, we do a Lego act, but we like to add glass.
Oh, no. Wow. So, what is your specialty? What do you do in this show?
My personal specialties, as far as a magic aspect, I am a professional card magician and
nice.
Do escape artists and illusions.
Okay.
As far as Sideshow, I am a member of the International Association of Fire Breathers and Fire Performers.
Okay, and you have a full beard, so you must be
I do.
pretty good. 'Cause it's
That's a
not burnt
warning. I'd
off.
rather have that go off than me, you know?
Right.
I'm also a member of the International Glasswalkers Association.
There's an association for that?
Yes.
Do you have to pay dues? Like, in order, you're not allowed to walk on glass unless you pay us money?
Traditionally, what you would have to do is you register. You have to prove that you can do it and you're not faking it.
Oh,
so you got
wow.
to go through a series of tests similar to
You're serious about this?
with Sword Swallowers Association International. You have to prove that you can do it
Oh, my
and have
goodness.
that be documented. You need to be safe about it to the best of the ability. I mean, how safe is walking on glass? And in worst case scenario, walking on eggshells is kind of similar to walking on glass,
Yeah,
so it's great for
okay.
an interview.
Wow. Jeez, that's who knew I'd come here and see all this stuff. This is insane. So, okay. What led you to this? You're born, you're raised, you go to school, blah blah blah. Okay, I'm going to walk on glass.
Originally, my first introductions to Sideshow fun was when I was 6 years old. I was in a group called Society for Creative Anachronism.
Oh, the SCA, right, right.
I met my first fire breather.
Oh.
From there, I was quite inspired. I've also worked with Jackson the Illusionist, international magician,
Oh.
and Bronner the Illusionist. And so, as a small child, I was fascinated. Everybody goes to the library, sees a magician. Everybody goes to these, and they see the world's greatest magic on TV or something like that. From there, I knew from that point on, I was into it. I also work in theatrics, so I've spent an entire life around this kind of performance.
Wow. I've always been interested in magic, in sleight of hand, and any point at which I thought that I would want to pursue it, I saw how much work is involved in getting that to that point where you can actually perform it for other people, and it's just mind-boggling. It's like hours and hours, and even that show or the movie. It's a movie about
The Illusionist?
Yes, The Illusionist. What is it they said? They'll work 20 years on one single trick just to get it perfect, and that's some serious dedication.
When I originally, my mentor, Jackson the Illusionist, when he first started me on card tricks, the first thing he did, and I'll mention this in my show tonight. We've got a series with shows here. They said, okay, here's the deal. I said, teach me a trick, teach me a trick, teach me a trick. And he said, I'm going to teach you to shuffle.
Okay.
And I said, well, that doesn't really sound like a trick. And he said, yes, but that is the hardest thing you're going to learn first is to shuffle.
Right.
Once you've learned to shuffle, he would literally go, here's a way to shuffle. You will now practice this for the next 6 months.
6 months?
6 months.
Oh my goodness.
So you're continuously doing the same thing. One, on that, it's earning the trust of those ahead of you.
Right.
And then from there, getting it to the point where it's literally in your mind. You can do this in your sleep.
It's muscle memory.
It's muscle memory. And it's how you perfect a trick. And from there, you're moving into tricks, and you're moving into more tricks.
Well, I guess a lot of the tricks are card manipulation. And if you can manipulate all 52 of them, then doing one or two at a time makes it easier.
It varies from trick to trick to trick.
Sure.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
Huh. So, if you could pick any magician, illusionist, prestidigitationist that you could meet, living or dead, who would it be?
Ultimately, I would say probably the Pendragon family.
Oh.
Pendragons were commonly known. The Pendragon family is one of the most internationally acclaimed magicians in the world, and they specialize in every category.
So they cover everything from...
They have card tricks. They have illusionists. They can produce tigers out of nowhere.
Oh, my goodness.
They do it all, and they've studied it all.
Nice.
And so I would really, really like to meet the Pendragons.
Wow. Now, are they still performing, or are they...
Currently, they do private shows right now, but I do believe they've done some Vegas shows. They're still doing...
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming out. I look forward
pleasure,
to seeing your show. And we've got how many people in your group total, and then how many people you have here today?
Currently today we have 4 people on our crew today, but
Okay.
there's probably about 13, 14 people.
Okay. Wow, that's a large group. And you're all out of Butte, or are you spread out, or?
We are all originally from Butte. We're all from Butte, but we're not all originally from Butte.
Okay.
We're currently located in Butte.
All right.
Everything from mentalists, card trick
Ooh.
players, illusionists, everything.
Wow.
So,
Oh, that sounds like so much fun.
magicians, all sorts.
Nice. Excellent. All right. Well, I see we have a second member of your crew here with the bow tie.
I'll bring him out. Right here we have internationally acclaimed Eric the Excellent.
There we go. All right. Hey, thanks for the interview. It's good to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad that you guys came out to do this.
Yeah, we're having a ton of fun at this con. This is a blast.
Excellent. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the first, I believe,
It is.
Magic City Monster Con.
I know Lori has done events before. We actually met her when she was doing one of her zombie carnivals a few
That's
years
where
ago.
I met her too.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was the same one.
It very well may have been. That was the one that had Timothy Patrick Quill as the guest of honor.
I was at the guy who wrote the music for the Lost Boys.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, he was there and performed. It was awesome.
That is way neat.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you get started in this career of?
In this career, it's kind of a twisted path to get there. James mentioned his mentor, Jackson the Illusionist, and Jackson, and he's one of those guys. He does everything.
Okay.
And you can't believe a word he says. But in addition to being a very, very good magician, he's also a wonderful fencing instructor, and that's how I met him. He was teaching me beginning foil and beginning épée.
Oh, wow.
And one day he comes into class to teach, and he has these just horrible, ugly burns all down one side of his face. So, being this, snotty, like 15, 16-year-old kid, I ask him, "Hey, Jay, what's up with the face?" And he just looks at me and says, "Oh, fire eating, no big deal. I had a little
No big
accident,
deal.
no big deal."
Another day on the job.
And I just, I being this naive 16-year-old, okay, sure, whatever, Jay. I understand. He was in the special forces. He had a house fall on him. He's a magician. He eats fire. He fenced on the Olympic circuit. What? You can't believe a word he says. Well, see, it's funny, and then it turns out it was all true. I know, right?
Jeez.
Yeah. So
My goodness.
it had to have been about a year later. He'd healed up since. It took him a little while.
Okay.
And we're talking after class, and he just kind of snidely mentions, "Hey, Eric, you want to learn how to eat fire?" Because he's thinking, he's mimicking all these scars he had on his face.
Right.
And of course that didn't deter me.
Well, that's the first test right there.
So and that the next test was, well, okay, you have to do the research. He had me look up first, second, and third degree burns.
Ooh.
And I had to show him pictures.
This is what you're getting into. This can
exactly.
happen. It is real fire. It's
Talk
not-
about airway burns. He had me go through
goodness.
the MSDS for the fuels,
Right.
And then once he was sure I knew what I was getting into, I met with him. And I met with James, who I also knew through fencing, and we met in their church's basement. And over the course,
Last rights on demand. Right?
On demand. That'd be a good time to mention that 2 members of our team who aren't here are actually deacons with the Episcopal Church. So,
Excellent.
We do it all. I'm a nurse, deacons. I mean, we'll take you start to finish.
Jeez.
We met there, and over the course of about a week, he got me used to the flame.
Okay.
And, of course, the whole time, James was just itching to shoot me with a fire extinguisher, but I didn't give him the chance. And once I proved myself that I could do this safe, sane, intelligent, then kind of the secrets were open to me, and I started to learn. I never intended to actually perform. I was just hungry for the knowledge.
Sure, yeah.
It was.
It's like a underground secret.
The secrets. It felt so cool.
Yeah.
And then about a year after that, Jackson was scheduled to perform at an All Saints Day party, and he had an accident like a few days before.
Oh, no.
And they had to ask Eric, "Will you perform?" And
kind of redefines the term trial by fire.
Oh, it was so scary. But I got up on stage and it was the weirdest thing. This shy, geeky, introverted kid who hates people, all of a sudden, this was fun. You want to be on stage in front of 200 people? Yeah, sure, why not? That sounds like a blast.
Nice.
And I've been performing, semi-regularly since and pretty solidly lately. It's been a heck of a trip.
Okay, so walk me through the first time that you actually ate fire.
The first time, once it was over about a week. The whole time he's getting you used to the flame. You don't just shove it in your mouth. That's how you get hurt.
Right. Well, yeah, I've seen plenty of YouTube videos.
Oh,
that's
James and I love to watch those. We're horrible people. We'll laugh at them. You get used to it. You hold the fire in your hand. You get used to it just outside your face.
Oh my goodness.
It's a process.
Wow.
You don't dive right in with anything, and even that's with card magic, with sleight of hand.
Sure.
You practice it 100 times. You practice it 1,000 times before you do it for real.
Wow.
And the stakes are just a little bit higher with the sideshow half of things.
Right.
instead of the
I mean, you might get a paper cut with a card trick.
or somebody boos because you messed up, and yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So the other thing that you do, so besides fire eating, you also, what else do you do?
I know you're wondering about the swords, aren't you?
Yeah, you got them sitting over there.
Got them sitting over
they're
there.
shiny and
as James mentioned, I am a sword swallower.
Oh my!
There are at any given moment around 120 registered sword swallowers in the world.
So there's a registry for.
There is a registry. And not everybody chooses to be registered on it, but it is a way to show that you're legit, you're doing it for real.
Okay.
And so there's probably, 50 more, but most of them are going to be around India doing this as the yogis and the fakirs for real.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's kind of their thing.
Interesting.
And but most sword swallowers these days are located in the United States because of our long history with carnivals and with the circus.
Wow. So, you had a nice story about getting involved into the fire eating with the steps that you took and how long it took. Same question. Sword swallowing. That's not a that looks fun. Let me give it a try.
That sounds like fun. Yeah. Oh boy. Months long practice, year-long practice.
Do you start with butter knives and work your way up? What's the process?
Well, you're asking the trade secrets here.
Well, okay, maybe a better question is, how does one get involved into sword swallowing?
You always find a teacher. You never do it on your own.
This is not a YouTube university.
If you look up how to swallow swords on YouTube, you'll find a video by me yelling at you.
All right.
Yep. I started the process, acclimating my gag reflex. You don't desensitize it because that's dangerous, because then you can choke to death on your tongue, on food.
Right.
It's like holding in a sneeze or holding in a cough. And that's where you start. You start off with breathing exercises, with meditation, with loosening your muscles and controlling.
So this is so much more involved than just making sure the angles are right.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
wow.
You do control normally involuntary muscles to do this. And it's pretty tricky. And then eventually, you actually do it for real. The time I started doing it for real, I was visiting with Jim Zychek's Big Circus Sideshow.
Wow.
He was coming through Montana. Jim was a wonderful guy. And his sword swallower, what was his Malabarista numero uno, Richard LaBouffe. He was amazing. And he was the first one I had ever actually seen in person. And he was kind enough to show me.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. And it's been a wild ride since. It's about 6 months later. I did it for real, got our local newspaper to cover it, so I had proof.
Oh,
and I sent that off to the registry, and here we are.
You're one of about 120,
about 120, give or take. Yep.
Depending on someone's performance, if it works or not.
That's sad but true.
Oh, wow. I mean, so it really is dangerous. Like, you could really...
It is with modern medicine, we don't see a lot of fatalities, but there are a lot of hospitalizations and then people who choose not to perform anymore.
Okay.
But we don't want to talk about the gory side too much, right?
This is the show. You want to have cheering and applause.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Yeah. Risking my life for your entertainment, you
Right,
ungrateful audience. Sheesh.
So you brought a couple of
I
swords.
did bring a couple of swords, yeah.
All right, so let's see them.
Okay, here we go.
So they're real metal.
They're real metal.
Oh, my.
I do have a gag in the show where I have a sword that rolls up like a tape measure and one that collapses just to show, because there are people who claim to do this and they use the fake swords.
Oh wow.
And, as a bit of professional, a professional requirement, I hate their guts.
Right. They're bringing a bad name to the trade.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is my favorite sword. It's 16 and a half inches long
16 and a half inches. Oh my
by
goodness.
half an inch wide. And
Okay.
the requirements to be an official sword swallower are 16 inches by half an inch wide.
Okay. Okay. So you exceed the
By
requirements
half an
by
inch
half an inch.
for my favorite little easy sword here. Yeah.
Wow. Geez. So that sword right there has been inside your body.
And it's about to go inside again if you'd like to take a listen.
Oh my goodness. Oh geez.
Okay, here we go. Now, if I do
believe
this
you can do
right,
this.
I normally don't do too many sounds, but I'm going to ham it up a little bit for your
Oh
listeners.
no! I might take the headphones off.
Okay, here we go. I'm licking the sword. Here we
Okay. Oh. Okay.
go. Okay. Oh, down the hatch without a scratch.
Oh, he's doing it. Oh my goodness! It's going down on its own. Oh. That's hard to watch. Oh, jeez.
Aha!
I actually had to turn away. Oh my goodness. Oh.
And then James stole my line earlier. Eesh. And it's a tough way to get iron in your diet.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Whoa, that was incredible.
Well, thank
That
you.
was-
Thank you very much. Take a moment. You
Yeah,
look, that hurt you more than it hurt me.
I'm actually a little sweaty. That was incredible.
That's
what a
what we
show.
go for. We try to shake it up. And I admire the yogis and the fakirs because after you see their show, they do a blend of the up close, the illusions, the sideshow, and you're left afterwards wondering, whoa, was that real?
Right.
And that's what Butte Magic is kind of all about.
Wow, that was incredible.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
I'm truly shaken up. That was amazing. Wow. I can't wait to see your guys' whole show.
Oh,
that's going to be
Yep.
incredible.
Yeah, it'll be great.
And I bet you my feet are going to be curling up in my seat when Sir James does the class walking, and I may need to avert my eyes again when you do more sword swallowing.
Please come see the show.
Oh, wow.
There's the family magic show. It has a little bit of sideshow and a little bit of juggling, but it's mostly
Okay.
illusion.
Nice.
Immediately after we're doing the sideshow, and we're going all out for
Oh,
the
dear.
horror convention because we have to. This is our
Yeah.
excuse, right?
Right.
And
Oh.
should I? I'll go ahead and I'll
Yeah.
pimp the panels here. Here we. And I'm teaching a panel on sideshow freaks, medical monsters, and myth at 4:00.
Wow.
In it, we compare a famous sideshow performer.
Okay.
We talk about their condition, what made them that way, and then we talk about a mythological analog that maybe inspired their personality,
okay.
or perhaps that condition inspired the myth.
Interesting.
And it's kind of a delicate subject because it's easy to offend people, but I'm proud because it's a really fun panel.
Right.
But it's done with utmost respect to the performers.
Nice.
And we have a lot of fun. This is my second time teaching it. It's going to be great.
Awesome. Wow. Well, thanks so much for coming out, you guys, and
Yes.
chatting with
Yeah,
us.
thank you very
It was,
much.
such a pleasure.
Yeah, have a great day.
Thanks. You too. And safely, please.
Oh, of course. Thank you.
So I was able to watch their magic show, their stage magic show, and it was great. They did their sleight of hand, they did the rope tricks, they did card tricks. It was fantastic. These guys from Butte really know what they're doing. They study this art, and it is an art for them. It's not just a hobby. And they closed their magic show, their grand finale. They brought out a bed of nails, and they let anyone from the audience come up and inspect it. And I went up there and felt it myself, and these were big, at least 10 penny nails with points, like real points on them. They were really nails. They were really firmly embedded into the wood. Several hundred of them, probably over 1,000 nails. And, well, one of the guys there, he laid down on it. Took my breath away when he did it. Then they called for volunteers, and, well, against my better judgment, I raised my hand, and they called me up. they had me stand on his stomach while he was laying on the bed of nails. Second time, they got me quivering from just sheer, I don't even know what. It was so incredible to see these guys do this death-defying acts. I mean, just me standing on him would have been enough, let alone him laying on a bed of nails. So after the magic show, then they had their sideshow. The magic show was great. And the bed of nails was just the lead into what was going on in the parking lot afterwards. So out in the parking lot we go. And here comes the sword swallowing. And here comes the broken glass. And not only did he lay down on the broken glass, but then he called for another volunteer. I kept my hand down this time. But the person that they did pick on volunteered the information and was very hesitant to do this, but volunteered the information that he weighed 375 pounds. And they were going to have this guy stand on his stomach while he was laying on the bed of glass, broken glass. They poured it out, tinkled on the ground, and it was, I don't know how he survived. He wasn't even bleeding. More sword swallowing. When he was done laying on the glass, he got up and said he's got another trick. And he lays his face on the glass and has the partner, the sword swallower, stand on his head. And this is just in the middle of the parking lot. There's no cranes. There's no support system. He stands on his head while his head is on glass on the parking lot ground. It was insane. If you ever get the chance to see the Butte Magic Company and Sideshow act, do it. Next year, next October, try to make it out to Billings for the Magic City MonsterCon. This was the first one that Gory Lori put on, and she did a fantastic job. And every year it's going to get better and better. The stars will get bigger. The crowds will get bigger. Definitely make it out to the Magic City MonsterCon in Billings, Montana. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you the next time.